The drawer is open. The shelf above it has 19 products on it. The drawer below has 8 more. The basket by the sink holds 3 things that don't fit anywhere else. You're sitting on the edge of the tub at 9:47 on a Sunday night, doing what you said you would never do. You're adding it up. Not the bottles in front of you, the whole year. Quietly in your head, with the kind of math you usually save for taxes. $24,000. This is what you spend every 12 months to look the way you currently look. Not for a wedding, not for a special occasion, just to maintain the resting state of your face and your body. $24,000 a year is not a vacation. It is a routine. It is a budget line you have never written down because you've never wanted to see it on paper. You are 38 years old. This is a story about the slow, almost invisible escalation that happens to a woman between 22 and now. You don't decide, at 38, to spend $24,000 a year on your face. You decide at 26 to buy a $45 serum because someone you respect mentioned it at brunch. The serum becomes a step. The step becomes a routine. The routine becomes a budget. The budget becomes a fixed cost. The fixed cost becomes the floor below which you can no longer fall. Each tier of looking maintained is its own decision. None of them feels like a decision at the time. All of them are. Let me walk you up the stairs. Tier 0, the original face. You are 22. You are in a college dorm bathroom. Your skincare routine is a bar of Dial soap that costs $3.49 and lasts you 6 weeks. Your hair care routine is whatever bottle of Pantene your mom gave you at Christmas. Your makeup is a CVS mascara that you bought in 11th grade and lose by the second week of sophomore year. Your annual spend on appearance maintenance is approximately $0, maybe $60 a year if you count tampons and toothpaste. You look exactly like a 22-year-old who doesn't yet know that 22-year-olds look the way they look because they are 22. This is the only tier in your life where your face is free. You don't remember it that way. You will remember it as the tier where you didn't know how to take care of yourself. The marketing you have not yet been exposed to has not yet convinced you that what you are doing is wrong. The friends you will meet later have not yet shown you that there is a different way. The bathroom shelf that will fill up over the next 16 years has exactly one product on it, and that product is soap. You are at the bottom of the staircase. You think you are at the top. Tier 1, drugstore. You are 24. You have your first real job. You are sharing a 1-bedroom in a neighborhood you can almost afford with a roommate you almost like. You go to a CVS on a Wednesday night under the orange fluorescent lights that make everything look slightly green, and you stand in the skincare aisle for the first time. You buy a tub of CeraVe moisturizer for $16. You buy a Neutrogena makeup remover for $9. You buy a generic vitamin C serum because someone you follow on Instagram said vitamin C is important. You buy a $14 at-home root touch-up kit because your roommate said the salon is a scam if you don't have grays. You spend approximately $300 a year at this tier. Drugstore skincare, drugstore makeup, drugstore hair color, a haircut every 4 months at the strip mall place near your apartment that charges $45. Sunscreen, when you remember. This is where most of America lives. This is the tier the magazines do not write about. This is the tier the ads do not target, because there is no premium product to upsell. This is the tier on which the entire beauty industry depends as the bottom of the funnel. The place you must be made to leave. You will be made to leave it. Tier 2, the Sephora threshold. You are 26. You have been at your job for 2 years. You got a raise 9 months ago. Someone at work, a woman 3 years older than you, with very clear skin and a kind of confidence you cannot place, mentioned a serum at a happy hour. And you, half listening, made a note to look it up. You look it up. The serum costs $45 at Sephora. You walk into a Sephora at 11 p.m. on a Saturday in late October. The lights are different from CVS. The lights are warm. The lights make your skin look better in the mirror, which is the entire architectural purpose of the lighting. You buy the serum. You buy a moisturizer to go on top of the serum because the woman in the black apron tells you the serum alone is fine, but you really need to lock it in. You buy a face oil because a different woman, 2 aisles over, said that oils are how you get glass skin. You buy a lipstick on the way out. You walk out having spent $240 in 19 minutes. You feel like you have done something for yourself. You will return. You will return 4 times that year. You will return 8 times the next year. By the time you are 28, your annual Sephora spend will sit at around $800. And you will not remember when this became normal. You also go to a real salon for the first time at 26.5. The haircut alone is $90. With tip, it's $110. You go 3 times that year. With a half head of highlights added in November, the hair care line item alone is $600 for the year. Annual spend at Tier 2, approximately $1,200. The bathroom shelf now has 7 products on it. You take a photo of the shelf, you post the photo. The caption is self-care. You have crossed the Sephora threshold. The threshold does not have a sign on it. The threshold can only be seen from the other side. Tier 3, the salon floor. You are 29. Your bathroom shelf has 14 products on it. Your hair color is now done at the salon every 6 to 8 weeks at $220 per session, plus a gloss, plus a $50 tip. Your hair, on its own, costs you approximately $2,400 a year. You take a Pilates reformer class for the first time on a Tuesday in February because a coworker invited you. $42 per drop-in. You sign up for a 10-class pack 2 weeks later, $390. By June, you have a monthly unlimited membership at $195 a month. By the end of the year, you have spent $2,300 on group reformer classes. You get your first professional facial at $29.5, $170 at the Korean spa your friend swears by. You decide it should be a quarterly thing. You schedule 4 a year, $800. You start gel manicures every 3 weeks, $65 with tip, $1,100 a year. You add brow threading, $400 a year. You add a spray tan before every event you can find, $300 a year. The bathroom shelf now has 19 products on it. The bathroom has been reorganized to accommodate the shelf. Annual spend at Tier 3, approximately $4,800, about $400 a month, the same number as your old grocery bill. You do not think of this as a beauty budget. You think of it as the cost of being 30. Tier 4, the mid-tier, you are 33. You catch yourself in the elevator mirror after lunch and you notice an 11 between your eyebrows that wasn't there 9 months ago. You make an appointment with a derm whose Instagram you've been following for 2 years. The first consultation is free. The first treatment is $620 for 40 units across the forehead, the 11, and the crow's feet. You don't feel anything. You walk back to your office. 4 months later, you make the same appointment again. You go 3 times that year. You go 4 times the year after. Annual Botox spend stabilizes at around $2,400. You add eyelash extensions at $33.5, $160 every 3 weeks with tip, $2,700 a year. You upgrade the facial from quarterly to monthly, $190 a month, $2,300 a year. You upgrade Sephora into a full retinol and peptide routine. 2 of the bottles are now $85 each. The Vintner's Daughter is $195. The annual skincare spend doubles, $1,500. You keep the Pilates Unlimited at $2,400 a year because you've now been doing it for 4 years and the studio knows your name. The bathroom shelf has 22 products on it. The drawer below has its own organization, system. There is a small refrigerator that holds 3 products. Annual spend at Tier 4, approximately $12,000, $1,000 a month. The same monthly cost as a mid-range used car payment, except this car never moves. You do not call it that. You do not call it anything. The line item does not exist on any spreadsheet. The line item only exists in your bank statements, where you have stopped looking. The week you turn 34, someone at work tells you that you look so well-rested. You register this as a small victory. The cost of that victory is $12,000 a year. Tier 5, the top floor. You are 38. The skin under your eyes has started to do a thing that retinol no longer fixes. The 11, even on full Botox, comes back faster than it used to. You add filler. The first appointment is $1,040 for 1 syringe in the cheeks. Your derm books you a touch-up at 6 months. You decide after the second appointment that the cheeks need filler annually and the jawline needs filler every 18 months. $1,200 a year averaged. You add laser. Genesis quarterly, $400 a session, $1,600 a year. Your derm mentions casually that pigment correction would also be a good idea, and you say sure. You upgrade your Pilates from Group Unlimited to 1 private session a week plus group classes. $140 a session with tip and the studio fee. $8,000 a year for the private sessions alone. You add brow lamination quarterly, $200 a session, $800 a year. The skincare upgrades again. There is now an LED mask. There is now an at-home microcurrent device. There is now a $35 bottle of vitamin C that lives in the refrigerator. The annual skincare spend climbs to $2,400. The bathroom shelf has 31 products on it. The drawer has 16. The undersink cabinet has overflow. Annual spend at Tier 5, approximately $24,000, $2,000 a month, above the median rent for an apartment in most of the country. You do not look young. That is the wrong frame. You look like a 38-year-old whose face has been maintained. You run into someone from your old job at a wedding in October. She is 42. She is at Tier 2, Drugstore plus Sephora, hair colored at home, no injectables, no laser, no extensions. She looks tired in the way 42-year-olds with 2 children and a regular job look tired. She is also unmistakably 42. You both register it. Neither of you mentions it. You leave the wedding with the strange feeling that you have made a choice that requires not noticing it is a choice. Now the part where we run the math, because the math is the only thing in this entire story that doesn't lie. $24,000 a year. Compounded at 7% real, the long-run average return of the S&P 500 after inflation over 30 years. $2,266,000. This is the alternative life. This is the down payment on a house in a different zip code, plus the college tuition for 2 children, plus 8 years of fully funded early retirement, plus a buffer that means you never have to keep a job you hate. It is also, of course, not the right comparison, because nobody actually spends nothing on appearance. The honest comparison is between Tier 5 and Tier 2, the inflection point where most of the curve happens. Tier 2 costs $1,200 a year. Tier 5 costs $24,000. The difference is $22,800 a year. Compounded for 30 years at 7% real. $2,153,000. $2 million is the cost, at 38, of having been maintained at Tier 5 instead of Tier 2 for the previous 16 years. This is not financial advice. This is just arithmetic. What you didn't know, what nobody told you in any of the salons or chairs or apps that took your money, is that the tier you choose is not about how good you want to look. The tier you choose is about who you are trying to look like. Tier 0 is the face you were given. Tier 1 is the face you have when you cannot afford to do anything. Tier 2 is the face of someone who has made it. Tier 3 is the face of someone who has a real job. Tier 4 is the face of someone who runs a department. Tier 5 is the face of someone you have been comparing yourself to for 10 years. Each tier is sold to you as the next reasonable step. None of them is presented as a tier. Each is presented as what people do. The tier you choose becomes invisible to you within 6 months of choosing it. The previous tier becomes embarrassing within 12. Going back down a tier feels not like saving money. It feels like a public failure. This is the architecture. This is why almost nobody ever has the conversation that you are having with yourself tonight, on the edge of the tub, at 9:58 on a Sunday. You stand up, you close the drawer, you walk to the mirror. The face in the mirror is the face that $24,000 a year buys. It is a face that has been worked on. The work is invisible to anyone who hasn't done it. The work is visible instantly to anyone who has. You think about the woman at the wedding. You think about the math you just did. You think about the apartment you could have owned by now in a different zip code. You do not make a decision. You turn off the bathroom light. You go to bed. In the morning, you make coffee. You open your banking app for the first time in 3 months. You set up a separate account. You name it the tier I do not choose. You do not cancel anything yet. You do not unsubscribe from anything. You do not throw out a single product on the shelf. You simply, for the first time in 16 years, allow yourself to see the number. The number does not change anything by itself, but the number is now visible. And what you have learned on this Sunday is that nothing on this staircase can change while the number is invisible. And the moment the number becomes visible, every step on the staircase becomes a decision again. You have not decided anything tonight. You have only stopped not deciding.